Shabbat Shalom, everybody.
Shabbat Shalom.
I'm Rabbi Javier Carapan, and I'm joined by Leslie Zucker and Howard Pittler over there. We are keeping our distance, and I think this is week 5 of our time together here on Facebook Live. I'm glad you're able to join us. We've been learning lots of new things in this past few weeks. We're going to do something different right now. If you are watching, if you find our comment line, we're going to ask everybody to share, as we do it together here, something that you've learned about yourself, a loved one, or a friend during this past week. It's beyond a week, it's okay, but you know, in the last week or so. So,
am I going first?
Yeah, you can go first if you don't mind.
Dave and I have learned that we really enjoy having dinner together. I don't know about the rest of you or anybody else out there, but before, my schedule was so busy that I probably had dinner maybe once a week at home. And we've been making meal plans and trying new recipes, and we cook together, and we sit down at the table and eat together. And I really enjoy all of that. And that is really, it's nice to be stuck at home and discover I actually like my husband. He's quite a delight. Don't tell him I said so.
He won't be listening.
So mine, I think it's, I'm going to be more philosophical.
I'm okay with
and
that.
Cryptic.
Ooh.
I've learned this past week that fear must lead to compassion.
Yeah, nice. Yeah.
That's it. I said it.
So mine is, I've been trying to decide which way to go on this. I think it's that there are a lot of people out there who want to help and who try to help. The hundreds and thousands of people around the country making masks at home, the people that are standing up for and applauding as the first responders and the nurses go into the hospitals.
Yeah.
The restaurants who are just on the verge of bankruptcy themselves, who are providing meals to the hospital and first responders. There are just people out there who want to help.
Yeah.
Wonderful. So thanks for sharing your lessons from this past week or from the beginning of the pandemic. We are coming to you from the studio at Blue Fox Production in Lenexa. Links to our Siddur can be found on the Facebook event for this service. The links to the Misheberach and the Kaddish lists were included in the e-news that you probably received earlier today. Information will also appear in the comments during the service, and we thank Dave Zucker for managing the comment lines. Thanks, Dave. Please say hi if you haven't done so already. If you're watching us, Shabbat Shalom, something on the comment line. And Dave also asked, where are you watching it from? So if you are here in Overland Park or in Lenexa or wherever you might be, let us know. Don't forget to click return so that we can all see your comments. This is also a good time to share our Facebook Live streaming on your social media, and thanks for doing that. Just a reminder about the page numbers. If you have two sets, we are calling the numbers in the brackets, the square brackets. So now please go ahead and find Shabbat evening service Roman numeral number 2 in your Mishkan Tefillah. The page numbers are the bottom corners of the image. And like every week, we are monitoring our comments and will answer technical questions as much as we can. If you are at home and have the ability to light candles where you are, if you have them out already, this would be the time for lighting the candles. If you need the blessings, they're on page 120. But go ahead and light the Shabbat candles.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu
Shabbat Shalom, everybody. We continue our service together on page 142 in the square brackets with Shalom Aleichem. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Asharet and Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא, בואכם לשלום, מלאכי השלום, מלאכי עליון. מי מלך מלאכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ברכוני לשלום, מלאכי השלום, מלאכי עליון. מי מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. צאתכם לשלום, מלאכי השלום, מלאכי עליון. מי מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. שלום עליכם מלכי השרת, מלכי עליון. מי מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. הקדוש ברוך הוא. הקדוש ברוך הוא. On page 138, we will continue together with the Chadodi. And we had some questions last week about what is this melody? Where does it come from? You may be surprised. It is a relatively new melody. It is a collaboration between Craig Topman, that you probably heard of, and cantor Alberto Mizrahi, who is an American cantor. And they composed this together.
Nope. Wow. That's not right either.
Sorry, we'll get there.
You gotta start on the right chord.
לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת לקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת לקבלה.
שמוע וזכור ותיקון אחד, השפיענו אל המיוחד אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד, השם תפארת לי תהילה.
לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת לקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת לקבלה. מקדש מלך, עיר מלוכה, קומיצהי מתוך האפכה, רב לך שבק בעמק הבכה, והוא יחמול עלייך חמלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת לקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת לקבלה.
התעוררי, התעוררי, כי באו לקומי, אורי, 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 שתדברי, כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה.
לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת לקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת לקבלה. והיו למשיסה שוסייך, ורחקו כל מבלייך, יסיס עלייך אלוהיך, כמסוס חתן על כלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת לקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת לקבלה.
בואי ושלום עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצהלה, תוך אמוני ים סגולה. בואי חלה, בואי חלה.
Shabbat, לקבלה, לחדותי, לקראת קלה, הנה שבת, נקבלה. Our service continues with the section that will include the Shema, and we are on page 266. 266, I'll give you a moment to get there. And from 266, we're going to go to the Shema on 267 and 268. In each age, we receive and transmit Torah. At each moment, we are addressed by the world. In each age, we are challenged by our ancient teaching. At each moment, we stand face to face with truth. In each age, we add our wisdom to that which has gone before. At each moment, the knowing heart is filled with wonder. In each age, the children of Torah become its builders and seek to set the world firm on a foundation of truth. Baruch Ata Adonai, Ohev Amo Israel.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבבך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בהם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לעולכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
Amen. We join together on page 270. 270.
מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדע בקודש, נורא תהילות, עושה פלא, עושה פלא, מלכותך ראו בניך, בוקר הים לפני נושר מרים.
On page 271, we join together as we sing the words of Ashkiveinu, asking God to give us a place to rest in the middle of all the chaos sometimes that we feel around us this week.
Ashkiveinu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, v'hamidenu shomreinu,
The next part of our service begins on page 273 with Adonai Sfatai. And when we thought about these services together, we thought about the opportunity to come together, although we're not quite in the same room, in the same space. We are together, and so we're trying to make space for all of us to have a moment of prayer on Shabbat. In this part of the service, it will be an opportunity for you at home to pray silently with your loved ones, to use the words in the Siddur through page 285. That's most of the Amidah right there. And we're going to do the same here in our space. And when we conclude, we'll come back together and sing Shalom Rav on page 282.
Stand and pray to the one. Step forward, let the blessings be sung. With my brothers and my sisters, I will open up my lips and praise. Adonai, please open my heart that I may say, Adonai Sfatai tiftach ufi agid tehilatecha. Adonai Sfatai tiftach ufi agid tehilatecha.
As we do every Shabbat that we come together, we now have a moment to think of those in need of healing. You can access the Mishe Berach list through our e-news, which you received this morning. You can also look at the comments, and we'll have some information there for you. If you like to offer names, please do so as we think of those in need of healing. We offer names on our comment line. We think of those in need of healing. We also think of those who help in healing, the first responders. We offer this prayer. May the one who blessed and led our forebearers give countenance unto those who provide help for the ill and troubled among us. May they be filled with fortitude and courage, endowed with sympathy and compassion, as they give strength to those at their side. May they fight against despair and continue to find within themselves the will to reach out to those in need. And in the love of others, may they feel the blessing of community and the blessing of renewed faith. It is now time for our Simcha moment. And we have a moment now for you to share some Simchas from this past week, which may include your birthday, anniversaries, and good news from this past week. All kinds, you can add them. Just add the words on the comment, click enter, and we ask you that you just use a few words to describe your Simcha.
You know, it really does my heart so good. You know, we don't necessarily see your comments as we're doing the service, but I go home and I look at that and I look for that section where everybody is writing good things, and it's such a ray of light and hope and nourishment in my life to know that you're all out there and good things are still happening. Thank you for sharing that. It really means so much. Thank you.
We are counting the Omer.
Yay!
Still, and we will for a few weeks. And I think that this is a special time for counting the Omer. Although we started the pandemic lockdown, so to speak, before the Omer.
Yes.
I think that counting days and counting hours has become a little more important
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
many of us around the world. So today is actually the first day, Rosh Chodesh, for the month of Iyar, which is the next month in the Hebrew calendar. And the Omer that we count from Pesach to Shavuot, from Passover to Shavuot, it has tied to some kind of agricultural origins, at least. And now is the time for us to go from the holiday that celebrates the liberation from Egypt to the holiday of the receiving of the Torah. And who knows where we will be when we get to that holiday. But if we are here, we're still going to celebrate no matter what.
Sinai's everywhere.
Yes, Sinai's everywhere. So today is the 16th day of the Omer. And we've been following a book by Rabbi Karen Kedar called Omer Accounting. And Rabbi Kedar brings a few thoughts from other sources, and then she provides her own insight on this. And this week's theme has been choosing different things. And here's what she's going to talk about, a little bit of the choices that we have in front of us. The text that I want to share for inspiration as you continue to share your simchas comes from Adrian Rich, A While Patience Has Taken Me This Far. And the poem is called Integrity. Anger and tenderness, myselves, and now I can believe they breathe in me as angels, not polarities. Anger and tenderness, the spider's genius to spin and weave in the same action from her own body, anywhere, even from a broken web. And I mentioned fear earlier today as a thing I learned, and I think that many of us fear change and fear things that are unknown, and there's a lot of that around here.
Yes.
But here's her warning, and I learned it from here. That's why I didn't want to say too much about it, because you learn something from a book. And so here are the words of Rabbi Kedar. It says, beware of fear. If it warns you of danger, take heed. Don't second guess yourself. But if it lives silently in your heart as a part of who you have become, it may lead you astray. In the world of the Spirit, the opposite of love is not hate, but rather it is fear. Fear of what? That love, abundant and free-flowing, is somehow remote, far and inaccessible. Here are the rules. Do not permit your perceptions of what is true to be based on a habit of fearful impulses.
Wow.
I'm going to read it again.
Yeah, would you please?
Do not permit your perceptions of what is truth to be based on a habit of fearful impulses.
Wow. Wow.
Second rule, do not speak if there is fear in your heart. Your words will lack clarity and precision. They will not be wise, nor will they be compassionate. Better to keep silent. And here's what I thought about the fear should lead to compassion. And the last rule, do not allow your strategies, actions, and plans to be driven by fearful assumptions. And I tell you, I mean, I don't want to go into the news cycle, but just look at that, and there's so many fearful assumptions out there.
Being schooled by the Omer.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Couldn't be more timely.
Yeah.
So when I say the blessing for counting the Omer, Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam, Asher Kitshanu B'mitzvotav V'tzivanu Al Sfirat HaOmer. Praise be you, Adonai, our God, who rules the universe, instilling within us the holiness of mitzvot by commanding us to count the Omer. Today is the 16th day, 2 weeks, and 2 days of the Omer.
Amen.
Thank you, everybody, for sharing your simchas with us on this Shabbat. It was wonderful to see all your accomplishments spelled out on the comments. We now gather all these words that you have shared and offer a prayer. Divine source of blessings, we thank you for everything that enriches our lives. We turn to you now with gratitude as we share in the happiness of all those who have marked their birthday, anniversary, good news, and accomplishments. Adonai, be with them now and always. May they be blessed with health and happiness, and with the strength to overcome sickness and sorrow. As we honor each one of you for the gifts that you bring to our sacred community, we join together in song as we mark this sacred occasion. This week we have marked another Remembrance Day, Yom HaShoah, the day of remembrance for the Holocaust, the victims, all those who were murdered during the years of the Second War before and right up until 1945. As we prepare for our moment of remembrance, we will turn to page 596. 596. We have lived in numberless towns and villages, and in too many of them we have endured cruel suffering. Some we have forgotten, others are sealed in our memory. A wound that does not heal. 100 generations of victims are martyrs, still their blood cries out from the earth, and so many at Dachau, at Buchenwald, at Babi Yar. What can we say? What can we do? How bear the unbearable, or accept that life has brought to our people? And all who are born must die, but how shall we compare the slow passage of time with a callous slaughter of the innocent, cut off before their time? They lived with faith, not all, but many, and surely many died with faith in God, in life, in the goodness that even flames cannot destroy. May we find a way to the strength of that faith, that trust, that sure sense that life and soul endure beyond this body's death. They have left their lives to us. Like a million prayers rise wherever Jews worship. Let a million candles glow against the darkness of these unfinished lives.
Ani mami, ani mami, ani mami, ani mami. B'emunah shlema, b'emunah shlema, b'emunah HaMashiach, Beviat HaMashiach, Ani Mamin. Beviat HaMashiach, Beviat HaMashiach, Ani Mamin. Ani Mamin, Ani Mamin, Ani Mamin, Ani Mamin.
On this Shabbat, we also want to mark the 6th anniversary of the murders that occurred at the Jewish Community Center and at Village Shalom. So we add to our Holocaust Remembrance moment the names of Dr. William Louis Corporon, Reed Underwood, and Terry Lamano. This moment we think of our loved ones whom death has recently taken from us. We have heard of the passing of Kim Gray Moss, a cousin of Chris Gray. And we're observing the Shiva for Mel Solomon. And of those of you who don't know, Mel was the main architect who designed our beautiful building in our sanctuary that we have here behind us. And Bernard Frimmerman, uncle of Paula Frimmerman. And we're observing the Shloshim period for Richard Dick Fertig, great uncle of Laura Bolter, Virginia Esser, aunt of Glenn Esser, Mason Kessler, father and father-in-law of Alan and Deborah Kessler, and Fred Fairchild, father and father-in-law of Beth and Jim Riker. And on this Shabbat, we remember the following yortzites of members of our congregation: Hans J. Adler, George Altman, Joseph Berkowitz, Helen Brobecker, Craig Citron, Dorothy Fagelbaum, Albert Ferber, Katie Finkelstein, Marvin Friedman, Helen Rose Gandel, Lawrence J. Callender, Leonard Klein, Minnie Klutznick, Dorothy Kreitman, Nancy Levine, Lillian Lustig, Ned Nelken, Stanley Oberman, Stella Paris, Flora Patterson, Jack Scott, Miriam Shaw, Leo Schultz, Esther Silverstein, Beth Smith, Merle Smith, May Willer, Shirley Zeskind. If you are remembering a loved one today, would like to offer another name or other names, please do so by adding them to the comment line. On page 595, if you're able, like to join us, we stand together for Kaddish Yatom, the mourner's Kaddish. יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, ויעלמה דברה חירותי וימליך מלכותי, בחייכון ובמכון ובחיי דכל בית ישראל, בעגלה ובזמן קריב, ואמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מברך לעולם ולעולמי עלמיה. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה בריחו, לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, דא אמירם בעלמה ואמרו אמן. יהי שלמה רבה מן שמיה, וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. we've gotten away from a lot of things that maybe we do regularly, like our nosh. There's no nosh here. There's no
No
oneg,
nosh.
but you can get away from announcements. They're always here, and they're very important too.
Yes.
And I've taken this over from Scott Franklin, our president. You know, we'll have him back when we're back. I know he's looking forward to that. So, in the meantime, we would like to thank again our friends here at Blue Fox for hosting us today, and to everyone who's joined us from our area and from around the world. I'd like to thank Dave Zucker for managing our comments. Thanks, Dave. And we will be back here tomorrow morning at 10:30 a.m. for morning service streaming on Facebook Live, and that includes Torah service and Dvar Torah on this week's Torah portion and all that. So we can hope to see you there tomorrow. If you'd like to join our Torah study, our Sichat Shabbat will begin tomorrow at 9 a.m. on Zoom, and you can look at our Facebook event for that information. Kindly leave your email in the comments if you'd like to be added to the distribution list for the next Shabbat class. I think we have everything, Leslie. We have, yes, what else do we have, please?
I have a song session on Wednesday.
Great.
7 o'clock, Facebook Live. We'll be doing some music. And I heard a rumor that we have a meeting coming up.
Well, I think so.
May 3rd.
May 3rd is
3rd.
our annual meeting, and if I mean, now there's no excuse for anybody not to be there, right?
Wait, how can we have an annual meeting if we can't get together in person?
It's going to be on Zoom.
On Zoom,
Zoom.
yes.
It's going to be on Zoom, so.
Yes, and you can, if you can't be there, the proxies, an email went out today to tell you how to send in your proxy.
Wonderful.
We can do this. We can do
We
all
can
of
do
this.
It is really important, if you can't be at the Zoom for the annual meeting on the 3rd, that you do send in your proxy. We need to vote on a number of things, including the budget.
Thank you.
And being the treasurer, that's important to me. So please make sure
A man
that
of many talents.
if you can't attend for any reason that Zoom, please send in your proxy so we have a quorum to vote.
Yeah.
Thank you. But I think we're going to have the best quorum that we've ever had, I think.
Yeah, I agree.
I think we will have a lot of quorum.
Look, if
so.
I can attend a meeting in my pajamas, you get a much higher chance of me being there.
No cameras.
Cameras from the face
Well,
up.
yeah, some of us will be on camera. But, so finally, please check us out on Facebook, like our page, and leave us comments about the service. And again, if you have troubles, we want to hear about them, and we'll report them accordingly. I'm not sure that we can help everybody, but we'll try. So please let us know if you're having any issues, and we'll collect all the information and send it to our technical people who are very good
If I were
at this.
to lose all of this glorious plethora of information, how would I find it
So
again?
you can find it on Facebook always.
Okay.
And then if you have now subscribing to our e-news, you'll get an e-news on Friday morning with all the information.
Excellent. Yeah, and I've had a couple messages come through. If you are not receiving the e-news, just email us at Torah and we'll get you back on. A lot of people had unsubscribed at some point previous, and now I think are feeling like they want to get back on. Just email us. We'll get you back on there. It's all good.
It's very simple, yes. We'll do that right away. So there's going to be a lot of information coming out for the next week and the annual meeting and all that. So
Excellent.
please stay tuned. We will conclude our time together singing the closing lines of Adon Olam. And if you need them, they're on page 625. Shabbat shalom, everybody.
Shabbat shalom, everyone. Mwah.